I see that.
Good morning. Oh, wait a minute. We have new. Da, 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 da. Good morning. Let me check our. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn me down too. All right. So we're different. That seems to wash you out there.
Do you want me to show?
Yeah, let's turn that one off and see.
Is it the top thing here?
Yeah. There we go. And now we're really dark. Whatever.
Is this for me?
That is yours. Yeah. Turn it on.
Turn it on.
We have a new setup here. And thanks to Cerise Patron.
The lovely Cerise.
The lovely Cerise.
Yes.
Yes. So welcome to Sofa Sundays. And boy, that feels loud to me.
It's not loud here.
Not loud
here. No.
It's not loud to you guys?
I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then.
We can hear you anyway.
Yeah. I know, it's not like I ever need a microphone, let's be honest. Good morning. So we are here in the Unleash Your Life studios at 7220 North 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona. We are between Glendale and Northern, the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington. And she does her wonderful practices here that many in the room are in. And, so if you'd like to know more about the practices of Reverend Dr. Michelle, I invite you to go to unleashyourlife.us and find out about it. We are starting Best Year Yet 3.0 in January. So if you are interested in finding more about how to make an amazing year of your life and manifest the things you desire, I recommend that you join.
Absolutely.
So this day, when I'm like, oh, what do I do next? Right? Because Michelle does a lot of the announcement things. Yeah. So
Okay.
now I've got to do the
She's
I
looking
got
at
to
me
do
like,
the I got to do the both parts, So yeah, so I have to remember, like, checking it off in my head. Michelle is visiting her sister and her niece and her great nephew, and that's where she is. And so I am blessed with my friend Megs on the sofa today. So we will get a little bit more into our topic, but first I'm going to pray us in. There is only one life, one heartbeat, one breath, one divine energy that is God, that is universal life source, that is love. And this is me. And this is everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. This love, this light, this source energy is moving in, as, and through all beings, all things, everywhere and always. So I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good at this time together, knowing that as we come forth, as we are open, the ideas, the conversation, the heart, and the love is open too. And we are so grateful for this. I send blessings to leaders and teachers of all faiths everywhere, knowing that they are guided, guarded, and protected, knowing that each person who has a job to bring forth love and justice and democracy throughout the world does exactly that. That they are love in action. And for this, I am so grateful. I am grateful for this time together, for the expression of love that we are as Sofa Sundays, as this community in Phoenix, and online and then in the world. We are so grateful. I say, thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. I let it go and call it good. And together we say,
And
So
so
it is.
ah, good morning. Good morning. So today's topic is today is a love-filled and lovely day. And those in the house have two cards because last week we didn't have our cards. So
Oh.
yes, and
Okay.
we almost had a crisis. You know, they shipped it to us. They normally ship them in 4 boxes, you know, for each we order for the monthly. And Lyric opened the boxes and she said, there's only 2 boxes here. And the 2 boxes were last week's card and Thanksgiving's card. And I was like, oh,
Oh, no.
no. How did we only get 2 cards and not the middle? And I don't know what she did, but she saw that they were put together. So they were saving. They were saving.
They were
boxes.
saving packaging. Well,
Yes,
you gotta
but
give them credit.
You gotta
for
give them
that.
credit for that. And so we were like, push. Good morning. So
morning.
my dear guest with me, Megs, what we normally do is I'm going to read from the New Thoughts for Today.
All right.
And this is New Thoughts for Today. And this is a book from the affiliated New Thought Network, or ANTN, which we are members of. And today's reading is on page 121. And it is, isn't that lovely?
It is.
Hmm.
Isn't that lovely? I like that.
Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I was contemplating love, and what came to mind was something my niece said several years ago. We were in a restaurant and had finished our dinner, and we were just starting to eat something terrifically decadent for dessert. I asked her how she liked it, and she replied, "This is lovely." I was immediately struck by the word lovely. When asked how we like things, a lot of us say, "Oh, that's nice." Now contrast that word nice with the word lovely. Notice the difference the word makes in how your body and energy feel. What resonates better in your body? Nice or lovely?
Lovely.
Where do you feel it resonate? This is just an example of the power of words. When we put the power of love behind the word lovely, what a difference it makes. Try substituting the word lovely each time you would normally use the word nice or good. He is a lovely person. That's a lovely dress. What a lovely day. You look lovely, my dear. Perhaps when we start verbalizing the love in all life, life will reflect it back to us. And we'll start creating love using the sound of our voice, carrying our newly enhanced consciousness out on the sound. And perhaps all life has love. Now, isn't that a lovely thought? Today is a love-filled and lovely day. I see with my eyes of love, and love is reflected back to me in my life. I am love through all that I see. Love, I am love. Reverend Dr. Melissa Higginbotham, Interfaith and Religious Science, Mooresville, North Carolina. Reverend Melissa is my mentor, and she is also Michelle and I's guidance through Emerson Institute. So we love Reverend Melissa.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, and she writes such amazing stuff, and she is love. And when I am with her, I feel absolutely loved and absolutely seen as love.
Yeah.
And so we picked love as a topic for November for many reasons, but mostly because November has that time period where we had a very divisive time in our country. And now showing up as love is more important to me than ever.
Agreed. Yeah, it's I keep doing a mantra, love wins, love wins, love wins over the hatred. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's no, regardless of which side you fall on, the goal in this world to me should be for me to operate in community, in
Absolutely.
unity, right? And for that, I need to remember the love that is, you know. And so I've been so grateful that that's where we've concentrated today. But I do know that there are hearts that are hurting and that are scared. And just as there were hearts and hurting, scared 4 years ago and 8 years ago, as we go through political time periods where people feel so energized by the topic, then, you know, there are the people on the other side that feel very differently, you know, very opposed to.
Yes.
And I want to remain in a very grounded position, like we talked about yesterday. Like, how do we stay grounded in shaky times? And that is looking through love-filled eyes.
Absolutely. And I also, you know, definitely going through it myself over the last couple of days, being able to be in that grounded space of love and what's out there. I had to, you know, go through the emotions and not do any spiritual bypassing to be able to get to a place where I can be in love and have real compassion and use my voice for what I believe I want to stand in love. So, you know, I really, you know, our hurting hearts, we need to be able to process so that we can be grounded and not come from a knee-jerk reaction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging that so many times we will spiritually bypass or emotionally bypass the things that we're feeling, right? And then when we do that, and then we slap a smile on our faces, you know, as I've talked before about customer service smiles, right? And we slap that smile on our face, and then it will come out sideways.
It will.
So if we're not processing the love that we need to, and the emotions that we need to, and the anger or frustration or sadness, whatever it is in any time period, if those emotions are not processed out of us, they will show up, right? It's energy.
It's definitely energy, and they'll show up even at the oddest of times where something will just trigger you because you think you've kind of suppressed it or done whatever to not really be in it and in the uncomfortableness of what's happening. And these are big emotions. These are not just small things where people can just get over in a moment's notice. You really do have to sit in the uncomfortable and be okay there to be able to come out and go, okay, now I'm ready to rise and I'm ready to, you know, take a stand for what I believe in, no matter what side, like you said, of the aisle you're on.
Right. And not just politically. This is something that
For humanity,
for our lives, you know, whether you're experiencing hard emotions in your relationship, in your job, in your family. And I will say, now that we're at November going into Thanksgiving, there may be some hard conversations at the table this year, right?
Yes.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Right? Not a dance house. No, we will be having great conversations. But the truth is like, you know, we all have different views in life on different things. And when you push up against conflict in your life, sometimes, and Megs was playing a song for Lyric and I beforehand to chant, and the line was, "This little light of mine, I was afraid to let it shine." And how many times we will spiritually bypass our feelings to make someone else comfortable.
Mhm.
We will allow that to happen and we're afraid to let our light shine on things. And that is, and I'm so glad you are the person on the sofa with me today
Oh, I'm honored to be
because
here.
of what you do in life. Megs, I'm sorry, I have your card with me so that I can say it right. So, Megs is a certified embodiment and trauma informed coach. So this is so important these days, especially with trauma, and I do feel like a portion of our country is in trauma.
Oh, absolutely.
So, could you speak a little bit to
Yeah. So, Rooted in Self-Love was actually born because of my upbringing and the, various things that formed who I am as a person today. And I guess the couple of key things is I didn't have self-love. I looked for love externally, wanted to be validated by everybody. And so I didn't use my voice. I wasn't able to rise up and be my true authentic self and say, hey, I want to stand and love me and not abandon me because I was constantly abandoning myself. And so the work I do is really, dropping out of the mind and dropping into our bodies to get into the uncomfortable and to be able to move in a somatic way, whether it's through art therapy or restorative yoga or, sound meditation and guiding through sound. And I'm grateful that I have these tools because I've been able to gift them every day to myself through this time of turmoil in our world and in the hurting and really being able to process the last couple of days all of my emotions and to be my 100% authentic self and say, hey, I have light and I have dark and I have some ugly things to spew out of my mouth. And to be able to do that in a space of just pure love of being seen and witnessed and not told I'm wrong or how could you say something like that. It was really cathartic for me. And the political peace talks that we had that Reverend Karen Russo was leading, I think that was helping myself to be in a grounded space so that during these times I can turn back to loving myself and not look to the external world to try and fix it.
Absolutely, yes. So for those who might not know, New Vision Center held peace, prayer, and politics once a month since July, and and that's exactly what we did. Both sides of the aisle, we had conversations around politics and prayer and peace in a way. And I loved how Reverend Karen explained politics. Politics is anything that governs us, right? So like traffic laws are part of the political realm. And so anything that helps govern our world is part of the political realm. And sometimes we don't always agree one way or the other. And so that was wonderful to have that open conversation and time period to create community around that. And
Well, and also I think one of the most profound things for me with that was learning how to use my voice in a way where, so for example, I have grandchildren and I worry for them with gun violence and not having laws in place and being able to talk about that in a way where I felt like I was being seen and heard. And I didn't have that. And somebody really shared with me to protect myself if the conversation comes up that I can say, ooh, that's really heavy for my heart. I can't have this conversation because otherwise I'm going to take away my internal love and peace because I'm getting sucked into something where we're not going to ever agree on it. And so just saying that hurts my heart and the conversation is done is me using my voice.
How lovely.
Yeah.
How lovely to be able to have a way to step out of a conversation that's too heavy for you.
In a loving way.
In a loving way. Right. Because we all still have to live here, right?
Yep.
I don't know that there had any type of rocket ship out of the earth yet.
I live in Mexico.
we're well, there's that. But we're all still here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but again, I don't want this to be about politics, but I know that politics brings up a divisiveness where we need to step over that feeling and come from love if we want to be able to change things.
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah.
Right. And so there's that in everything, whether it's your job, whether it's your family, whether it's your relationship, your friendships, the grocery store, right? Is to stay grounded when things seem that they're not the way they need to be for you.
Well, and that we stand in ourselves to be unshakable so that, like you said, it doesn't matter if it's relationships or whatever it may be, that if we're in alignment with ourselves and we're in love, all those actions that come out with kindness, compassion, that we can give those on to other people and not have it bounce back externally to us because we're grounded and not knee-jerk reacting to anything. So it cuts us off on the road.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter.
That's the biggest thing, right? Not the knee-jerk reaction. It's not about allowing yourself to be a doormat because there is work to do.
Yes.
Work in love is still actually more effective.
Absolutely.
More effective. And that is where I have been coming from this whole week. I don't know if on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, somebody had posted one of these, things that is, what do they call those? It's almost like, remember chain letters? It was almost like one of those, right?
Yeah.
It was almost like, and you post it. And so I liked their post. And then I was like, I'm going to change this. And I changed it to be like about this month of gratitude in my life. And that as an offering, I would offer prayer for anybody that put a heart. And, some people just put a heart on the actual thing, but some people commented the hearts. And so I have been in prayer for days now, in days, and I've put down, and sometimes my spelling's bad because I'm doing it on my phone, but I sink into this intuitive part to be with that person and what I know of that person. So the people that I knew were having health issues, or the people that I knew were having relationship, conflicts, or just people that I knew that needed more abundance, or whatever. The things that I did know, if they didn't ask me specifically, I prayed for their lives. And those who asked for specific prayers, I did that as well. And it felt so good to be grounded in love and prayer for those in my life that I know.
But that's love in action again, because you're supporting and allowing people to be seen and heard.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, there can be such judgment around the word prayer for people, right? Like when you say, "Oh, I'll pray for you." And I get it. Some people just use that as a passing comment. Not me. When I say I'll pray for you, you are in my prayers. You know, and I align with that divine love that is. And I hold that and I release that and I engage with that and I enfold you in that. That is my job. That is what I'm called to do in this world, is pray. That's what I'm called to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I think it goes back to words, even reading what you read, the language and how we identify things. If we grew up in an environment where, you know, it was a religious with the word God or prayer, that we have permission to change that to what feels resonant to us, whether, you know, I call it sweet spirit. I don't necessarily say I'm praying for you. I'm sending so much love and light, and I'll use language around prayer. But I think prayer is beautiful because everybody wants to be held and have somebody, you know, praying, because there is power in that. But we also are at choice if there's a trigger there to be able to change the language.
Absolutely. Right. I love that. Thank you. I love that. Yes. Because sometimes there is that. We've had trauma or, you know, religious trauma, and those words don't work for us,
Right.
you know, but so sometimes it's like, I need good vibes, you know, right? However people identify that. And that's interesting because there were people that I knew were more fundamental. So I used the word God. And there were people that were less and maybe a little bit more towards New Thought or pagan. So I used universe and spirit. And I love it. You said you use sweet spirit. I use divine. Sometimes I use pop, pattern of perfection. And you know, when I'm talking on my own, I'm like, hey pop, we need to talk. You know, so
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the beauty. I mean, I will say divine or universe or sweet spirit. There's something bigger than I am, and it doesn't matter what we call it. That's where the personal one and the one comes from, is determining what feels right for you.
Right. And I love how you did that, right? the into that womb space, that eternal home space, that gut knowledge. And I think that's it, like where my intuition comes from.
Absolutely.
That internal part that says, I'm safe, I'm loved, I am love. Yeah, that whole part of us that knows that it is okay, regardless of la 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 la. And there's so much la 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 la, right?
There is.
And then you just in class this week, Michelle said, you know, ask yourself, do I need anything right now? Right now in this minute. Are you lacking anything in this moment as you sit at Sofa Sundays or in your home watching Sofa Sundays? Are you lacking anything in this moment? Right? Nothing is lacking. Because if I start to think about what is lacking, it's future. Right?
It takes you out of the present.
Yeah,
moment.
it takes you out of that present moment. That whole, and we talk about this all the time, right? The beginning within. In this moment, all my needs are met. I am not lacking anything. And when we can stay there or bring ourselves back to there, then we know. Then we know. And
well, we have beautiful minds that want to constantly think.
Oh yeah.
So sitting
And
in
create.
So sitting in that stillness, we do have to constantly bring ourselves back to the present moment. That I don't know of anybody that can stay in the moment without being, oh, there goes the grocery list.
Right.
Oh, I gotta get this done. And so it really is just constantly dropping in,
bringing yourself back.
bringing yourself back home. Yep.
How are we doing out there? Anybody got anything? Look, my girl's ready. She's got her microphone. She'll probably turn on the speaker and everything.
Oh, I was like, who's got a microphone?
Who's that? Yeah.
Eric's got the microphone.
Eric's got the microphone. I just was checking in, making sure everybody's
It's a quiet bunch today.
It is a quiet bunch today.
Contemplative.
Contempt. Oh, I
Oh,
love
beautiful.
it.
I love it too.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. That's
I love that because it is, we give our power
Yeah,
away.
right.
And so the fact, yeah.
Amen,
And
sister.
yeah,
Amen, sister.
yeah. Because it is, we just give it away.
I have someone up front, please. Turn us on. Yeah, we do. We
Yeah.
do. Just give it away and then
We give it away to people, we give it away to things. It's
Mhm.
like, holy cow. Yeah.
This is it on? This is something I just noticed and I have to comment is that you're both wearing your hearts on your sleeve.
we are. And we actually planned that.
I have to ask her because her and Michelle seem to coordinate all the time. So I'm like,
I said, I'll send you a picture.
yeah, I go, can you send me what you're wearing so I can somewhat try and coordinate?
Oh, it's lovely. And exactly, it's lovely. Thank you. You know, Amy is one of the few people I know that use lovely on a regular basis.
Oh,
Yes,
Great.
it is. It is such a part of us, right? Oh, I think because hang on, let me get rid of my Bluetooth. There we go. That stopped it. Everybody's like, I hear you talking back there.
I've been really focusing on language for myself, and I do. There's such a big difference between, oh, that's lovely, or oh, that was good, especially when you get like decadent desserts and you're just like, or food, or
Yeah.
even how we say, I'm depressed, I am anxious, I am this. I'm like, holy cow, we label. That's how we
Right.
label ourselves and
Oh,
are
yeah.
identifying instead of using the word I feel
Oh, yeah,
depressed
totally.
or I feel anxious. There is really, we are in such a subconscious mind that the language in our world, it really is impactful and it brings you again back to the present moment of how am I responding and what am I saying, especially to myself.
Oh, yes.
Holy cow.
I think that talking to myself, I say things that I would never say to a friend.
Oh,
Never.
never.
Or an enemy.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
or an enemy.
Oh,
Right.
exactly.
Absolutely, right?
It's like,
And
or it's so critical.
I love how you said about how we identify I am.
Yeah.
And then put that, the other thing, when I take possessiveness of certain things, like
Yeah.
my disease,
Yeah.
my,
Yes.
whatever, is like, oh no,
I
Let-
have, or
Yeah. I don't want to claim that as mine.
Identity.
And again,
No.
it is a mind shift.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
and
huge mind shift. And but the beauty that I'm finding is it keeps forcing me to drop back into the present moment.
Mhm.
And then when I say it, I get to reframe what I say. And then you just keep practicing the reframing of it.
Right.
And then it becomes, like a new program upgrade.
Right.
It's
Your program
It's a new
upgrade.
program upgrade. Get rid of that old floppy disk. It's
Right.
gone.
There you go. That's so funny that you say that. Like, I don't even own a CD player anymore, right? So
I
Yeah,
do.
I
I'm
guess-
still old school. I like it in my car so I can play my CDs.
There you go.
I call my CD player in my car.
Yeah. There you go. It's like, yeah, we have to upgrade. We have to constantly upgrade that so that we are operating at
Yes.
our highest and best
Absolutely.
for ourselves and
For each other.
each other. Yeah. Like we were talking, I was talking with my friend Athena a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about oneness, and that the first oneness we want to do is in ourselves.
Absolutely.
The light and the dark, the shadows, the things we don't like and still love ourselves through, with, and because of those things, right?
Yes.
Like to embrace that and to be love for ourselves. And then I can be that with you,
Absolutely.
and love you for all that you are, your shadows, your light, your darkness. And then we can love and bring that and that unity. And when we look at, the planet from this higher space,
Mhm.
then we see the oneness. We're all earthlings, I
Well,
believe.
we're all having a human experience.
You know what? I actually don't know. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say we're all living on this earth. How's that?
Yeah, we're all living on it.
Okay. We're all present on this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to go a whole different direction.
That's why I like the whole, for me, how I created Rooted in Self-Love, because I thought I knew what love was. And when you're not loving yourself, how do you love somebody else? Because you're constantly a chameleon, changing your spots to fit in with other people.
Right.
And so you really have to be rooted in yourself and love yourself. It's the foundation before we can even go out and have that ripple effect of, like you said, having connection and community and being able to love one another.
Yes, and I think we learn how to love ourselves by being loved by others.
Oh,
And by engaging in love with others. Because I know that my self-love took a lot longer
oh yeah.
to get to,
Yep.
yet I was loved. There's in the 12-step rooms, it says, let me love you until you can love yourself. And that is something I absolutely dove into.
Oh, and I don't disagree. My point is, we are the foundation. We are our own instrument, and we have to love ourselves in order to be healthy and love in the world. And so when we can't hold ourselves or we can't see our light, that's where other people that have that ability can reflect back and mirror back what our light is, until we can own it ourselves and say, I am light and I am love, and I love my parts before, the parts I am now, and the parts I'm becoming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It might be. You might have turned it on. Oh no, it's on.
Hi. So I just wanted to bring up, I think it's in the Yoga Sutras, and I learned it through Yoga Nidra, that we are loved by existence itself.
Exactly. Infinitely love.
Infinite.
Yeah.
I exist. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
I said that to you, like, I feel
Yeah.
like I won the lottery by remembering that.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree 100%.
We
because
are
were born
loved. We are loved by existence itself. Yes.
We don't need to prove ourselves to anybody. Yeah.
That's something that's hard to remember all the time.
Holy God. Go back to that external noise.
Yes. Yes. For
Turn the
sure.
volume down. Turn the volume down.
Oh my. It can be something else with, like you said, for that external noise.
But you are right that we need the love. That's how we heal. It's in connection and community too. Absolutely.
Right. And I think that that's so important to remember, is to reach out, or reach in. We hear all the time about reaching out. And I saw this the other day that said, you know what, sometimes when people are stuck in depression or in self-isolation for whatever reason, they can't reach out. They don't want to, right? And then, so they're like, if you haven't seen somebody in a while, reach in, send a note, say, I'm thinking about you. I love you.
Okay.
What's happening? Is there something I can do for you? I know that I get so twisted up in myself sometimes that reaching out would be the last thing that I would do, Yet somebody says, hey, you want to go to a static dance? And I'll be like, okay. Which is really hard when you can only move half your body. But
She can dance.
I can dance.
She may not be able to move all of her body, but she can dance and she's
Static
fun to
dance.
dance with.
yes, static dance. I highly recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when you talk about the internal and not reaching out. I've spent a year just learning how to be my own best friend. And I also recognize that I'm that way too, where I don't want to ask for help. And there are times where connection is so needed, and I've gotten better at that and the gifts that have come from that. And I also know that, there are people that are not capable, and to be able to have somebody just send a text or reach out through a phone call and just say, I'm here. How can I support you?
Yes.
How best can I support you, instead of maybe assuming what they need? It's just they get the love to go, oh, somebody thought of me and cared about me, and they're asking what are my needs.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Not making it about, oh, I want to come in and nurture and,
Right.
save or anything. It's really, how can I best support and love you? And I think that's your prayer.
Yeah.
Beautiful prayers that you do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel that. I really feel that today. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been such a lovely. It's such a lovely experience.
It's been blissful. I
It
love
really has.
being in your presence.
Oh, I
It's
love
like
being in your
yeah,
presence.
wow.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for saying yes.
Thank you. This was a big thing for me. People have this impression that I like to be on a microphone and talking in front of people, and this is my first time ever doing this. So keep in mind, this is a big growth edge, even though some people in the room that know me well would be like, really? I'm not aspiring to be a speaker or anything. But this is beautiful because it's just having conversation that's deep, and I'm a deep person, and I like connecting at a deep level and not about the weather. So this feels ease and graceful and just fluid. It's been a gift. So thank you.
You are welcome. Remember you said, what do I have to do? I got to show.
I know. I'm like, what do I have to
You'll
do?
be
Because
fine.
I don't want to have to prepare. If I
Yeah.
do, I'll be in my head and I won't be my authentic self.
And seriously, that is, that was the goal that Michelle and I had, was that we wanted people to be comfortable, both on the sofa and, in the audience and online, to just remember to participate as their authentic selves and empower that.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be that in the world and to, invite people on the sofa that also bring that to the world. I'm so grateful for that.
Well, and I love the nuggets of pop.
Right.
I love you stand in your power
Right.
and don't give it away. Yeah, I just, it's beautiful medicine that comes back internally. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, anything else? No, we're good.
Complete.
We are complete. I feel complete. Yeah. All right. And apparently, they said we were complete on YouTube. I don't know what happened there, but it went off. There we
didn't
go.
want to hear anymore.
Apparently, they didn't want to hear anymore. So I will pray us out, unless you'd like to.
No, you go for
Okay.
it, girl. It's taking a whole nother level again. No. I'm standing in my power.
There you go. In this power, in this lovely power that is the divine, that is the pattern of perfection, that is us. With gratitude for this time together, knowing that each received what it was they needed to receive. I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this time. I'm grateful for this community. And I'm grateful for the love. So I let it go and I call it good. And together we say,
And so it is.
oh, it is.
How can we
Oh,
support you?
why, thank you for asking. You can support us by like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and join our Facebook group. You can also become a Spiritual Church Club partner, and that is on beginwithinministries.com. And you can become a partner, which is $45 a month or $75 for an individual or $75 a month for a couple or family. And that enables us to continue our ministry. And you get, besides our lovely faces,
What's our lovely prize, fan?
you get a wonderful mug, and you get a sofa charm. You get our gratitude. You get all our classes that Michelle or I teach for free, and you get our deck of cards throughout the year, and you help bring this ministry to others. So, but you might say, I don't have that right now, and that's okay. You can do a one-time donation on beginwithinministries.com, or you can do the wonderful thing that we asked. Pray for us. Pray that we continue to be a love and a light in the world, because I love prayer. So I thank you for that. I thank you for everything, beloveds, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you next week.
Have a great day.
All right, I think I can do this.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Yeah. It was